Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of My Own Survival. We might not have any of these episodes this season. Mojang just announced basically pre-releases are getting ready to start. I have a feeling there will be multiple pre-releases. It's not going to be one of those one pre-release and we're done kind of things. But either way, we know when 118 starts, the SMPs are starting again. So yeah, let's see how many episodes we can kind of fit in before that happens. So this something we're looking at right now is what I was building off camera. Shouldn't say off camera, it was actually on camera, but I had you guys choose between episodes. You guys chose another episode of Ripple, and this was part of what you were gonna get in the last episode. I just kind of ditched the footage, basically kind of make room for Ripple, and then we're gonna pick it up right here. So here's a little bridge connecting to up there. It's a little side windy. I know last we talked, I was talking about raising this up like that over there, but I got to looking. That's really boring and really plain. I don't know how to fix it, but it's really boring. So we're not gonna go with that. We're gonna make our own thing. But you see, it does this little curve. It's not straight, it's not natural. I love it. But we came up here, hopefully before nighttime, to look over here because this didn't used to be here. This used to be solid land going all the way across, and now it's not. Now we have this little river that cuts in and joins in over here, which is really cool, which means we can do another bridge right there, which I'm super excited for. But first we sleep. All right, we have slept, and I didn't cut any of that out. Well, I didn't stop recording any of that, I should say. So give future duds credit for editing that out. But yeah, we now have connected this body of water to that body of water, which connects to the much larger body of water out there, which is going to be great. I might end up cutting through there a little bit too. We don't know. We're not doing that side of the island just yet. So I'm happy with this connection. This is great. This is awesome. But we're not working here today. We're not working anywhere over here outside today. We're actually going to an area that's already been worked on. Oh, and this is also something I built. I realized I didn't have a walkway down to the dock, which is actually getting used. You can see I go down there and I punch all the kelp, and then I ride my little boat around and pick up the kelp. But yeah, let's go to what we're actually working on today. So everything we're working on deals with moss. The fact is, I want more of it, mainly for moss carpets to help decorate, but it's also a great decoration block, period. It would help liven this up just a little bit, but I really like the podzol, so I don't want to put any moss down and then bone meal it. That would look weird. Well, I think it would destroy all my podzol, which then would make this look weird. So we can't do that, which means we need to individually place moss so it's not overwhelming, which means we need a lot of moss. So that brings me over here. Now, moss is good for multiple things, decoration and all that stuff, but it's also good for bone meal. And I need a lot of bone meal for tree farming, for shroom lights, because that's going to be my renewable light source instead of sea lanterns. So we need to be able to make a ton of it and turn it into bone meal. So that is where this entrance right here is going to, well, I say entrance, it's a closed wall right now. This goes down to our mine. Yes, it's not finished. It's a mine shaft. We don't really need it to look pretty, but we're going to come through here. I'm going to dig a big area out right here, and we're going to put a moss farm inside this mountain. And yeah, I also had some ideas of going this way. Maybe like teeing off the bridge and then going through the mountain this way too. Because remember, we want to build a larger base in the side of the mountain. Let's cut through here. We want to build a larger base here, which means if we did a cut through this little mountain, we could do a bridge going across right here again. So we'd have a good look at this waterfall, and then going into here, which could be a underground entrance to our mountain base. That chicken freaked me out. But yeah, that's all gonna come later, probably towards the end of the episode. First, let's focus on the moss and getting the moss farm done. So to start with that, I'm gonna need to do some digging. So I'm gonna dig and come right back. All right, guys, I have the hole dug out, as you see. Mine shaft here. This used to be solid. We obviously now go 2 more sections into here. And this is going to be the moss farm room. Yeah. So can't go any higher. That's the exterior. So that's where we're at there. So the farm itself is actually going to go in the floor. I'm going to have to dig down more again, but I don't really know which farm design I'm going to use. So yeah, I'm thinking this section will be sorting for storage, like moss blocks, carpets. What are the saplings thingies called? We'll have all that in here. We'll have this. I think I'm gonna turn this into like a composting section, so we should have bone meal and stuff from here. And I don't know what this will be. It'll be kind of weird having storage silos blank. Oh, no, I know what we're gonna have. I want to bring Sugarcane Farms down here too. So yeah, what we'll do is we'll have Sugarcane Farms like in these 2 sections, and maybe in these 2 sections, depending on how tall I want them to be. Obviously they can't be too tall. And yeah, we'll just have all the sugarcane cycle around coming through here, because it's all gonna drop down. So we'll have it cycle down and water streams come around here, come up in this corner area, and then sort it through here. So we'll have some sugarcane. Perfect. That's awesome. Great. I'm glad I've got that figured out. These center sections will probably just be kind of decoration for now, which I'm good with. And so I guess it's kind of time for me to pick a moss farm design. That being said, I am literally seconds away from streaming, and I'm not sure what I'm going to stream. So the next clip might be the moss farm in place, and if that's the case, we'll talk about it. If not, it will be something out here, probably working on decorating that section, or working on extending this bridge this way, because this is the path we're going to take to the new base. So yeah, let me get a live stream going, and we'll be back afterwards. All right, guys, so the answer was the hole in the ground with moss farm. This is not my design. I followed the tutorial. I did have to change the tutorial up a little bit. It was a Shulkercraft tutorial based on somebody else's farm guy, and I wish I could remember the name. Dusty Field, I think, something. I don't know. I will make sure it's in the link so everyone gets their credits. I did have to change some of it up though. Not a lot, but just a little bit. Now, over here, I don't know if it was me being dumb or not, but in the video, I thought this was a redstone line instead of a repeater. If you download the world download, it's a repeater, not a redstone line. So they have corrected it in the world download. That, or I'm just dumb and mistook what they placed down. The other thing I changed was I wasn't getting dang it, I wasn't getting extra bone meal. So this farm was supposed to produce more bone meal than it uses, and I wasn't getting that. I was actually getting a little bit of a loss. Basically, for every 9 times or every 10 times this would go off, one of those 10 would use a bone meal and I wouldn't be able to replenish it. It's now actually filling up just fine. All I had to do was divert, and what it's using is 3 of the composters. There was originally 6 composters, and I decided I wanted moss and everything, so converting everything to bone meal wasn't what I wanted. That being said, these 2, this back row of hoppers, that is the most used hopper, or second most used hopper, or something like that. And this line of hoppers was the least amount of used hoppers, and it still produces just massive amounts of moss. So we're gonna be good there. I've run this thing for 20-30 minutes at a time. We're producing more bone meal than we need, so we're gonna stick with the 4 composter design, and then everything coming from these 2 segments, we're gonna go into our storage room. The thing is, I need to rework how this thing turns on and off. Right now it's a switch back here. Yeah, and this farm's a little bit noisy. So you can see, we got a flushing system where you're just pushing stone out. Basically what all the other ones were doing, except for this one, instead of pushing stone out on like 4 or 3 sides, it's only doing it on the 1. So it's not the fastest in the world, but again, this is me. I don't need fastest in the world. I needed simplistic and functional, and this one does that. So we are good to go with this. What I'm gonna do now is toss that back down there, is hook up the storage system up here, get the what was it, Sugarcane Farms up here, and I don't know what I'm gonna do in this hole. The way this farm is shaped is very odd, so it does not look pretty down in the hole. So what I might do is just black concrete everything out and carpet to make sure nothing is spawnable. But yeah, we need to work on up here first, get all that done, and then we can clean up inside the hole. All right, guys, one long night later, and everything's hooked up. So we've actually moved the on off to over here. You flip that switch and then the farm will start working. Beautiful. Exactly how we want it, right? All the items are then gonna come up through here. I did not use a bubble vader because I found, one, the items will shoot up, and this layer is going to be our floor layer, so if you're walking over it, you're going to end up picking them up. And 2, if you let them kind of slow rise, it doesn't overpack the sorting machine, so that helps out too. You see, we've got our sugar canes in, they are functional. We have a hopper minecart that's just running back and forth under. I see, falling down was a bad idea. Why did I do that? We have a hopper minecart that's running underneath these sand layers. So what we'll do is we'll have glass on this row. One of these sugarcane will grow up, hit the observer, and then that will punch them all out, and they should fall all right here. Obviously, we're gonna enclose like blocks here and then blocks up here. I just left them cut out so I can access this stuff and show you how it's set up, just redstone that way. So they'll all fall on top of the sand they're on because they don't have a hitbox to land on the sand. The hopper minecart will pick them up, spit them out. It'll come over here, join with our moss, come all the way around. Again, sugarcane on this side, now joining up too. Come around, go that way, up in a item elevator, and then into the sorting. So we're gonna have sugarcane here, moss blocks here, and bone meal here. Now, remember I said I was gonna keep the carpets and stuff? Nah, I'm just gonna go ahead and bone meal them now, because we're getting so many moss blocks. Crafting carpets won't be a problem, and the budding azaleas, or whatever the saplings are called, I mean, we'll just use our fancy bone meal and bone meal that and get them. Not going to be that big of a deal. So what we have now is we have to decorate this room, and I'm not really sure how I want it to really look. That's the problem. I do know I want to get some light gray glass, and we're going to glass this bottom case. I probably need to black all this out with concrete. I doubt that gets done this episode, but we'll see. So what I'll work on now is, one, covering the floors so I can stop falling in this little trench. I know I want wood walls, or at least wood pillars going up right here, probably oak. Maybe we'll do some green terracotta. Since we have so much cactus, green dye won't be a problem. Yeah, that might actually look kind of good. And maybe some oak and then dark oak. Those might be good palettes. But I'm gonna play around with some stuff, probably get the sugarcane farm areas finished first, so we can have them fully running while we're decorating the other stuff. That'd be nice. And we'll be right back. All right, guys, kind of a big jump cut, and I've got a lot of things in right now. I just kind of kept going. Once I got the sugarcane farm, I had an idea for the deep slate walls, and I just kind of kept going with the ceiling, thing like that. Little different. I enjoy it. Lighting is going to be an issue. We're going to have to figure out. Luckily, we don't have a lot of spawnable spots because this glass is not spawnable. And again, I haven't done anything down there. We're going to have to do that some other point. That might end up being a stream or something. But yeah, everything's still functional. Everything's still working. Sugarcane Farm's been working the entire time I've been going. If we do this, everything's getting washed down. Well, it was. There always is a little bit of stragglers. And if we look over here, we should see it start to pile in a second. There it goes. So we're all good there. Like I said, sugarcane has been going too. We're all good. The only thing I've been thinking about is maybe having an on-off switch to keep the item filter from working here. So I can be like, hey, you know what? I don't want any moss. I really need some bone meal. Maybe turn this whole filter silo off and push everything into making bone meal. That might be something I do. Just not sure how. We could use another switch on that side. That would even things out for us a bit. But I don't know. I'm going to work real quick on getting that cleaned up, this cleaned up, and our lighting situation cleaned up so we don't have torches. And then we'll be right back. All right, guys, the room is complete, and I figured I'd do the full walk from the house to the farm, just because it's such a nice little walk. Like, I don't think I've flown from the room to my house yet. I've always done the walk because it's one, it's the most decorated path I have, and two, it just feels so good. Have not worked on this bridge yet. We won't worry about that right now. But you can see this is all complete coming into here, and the room is finished. Don't mind this. We actually needed a light source right here. Everything else in this room is good except for right, I think here with the new update. That won't be a problem, but we're not there yet. So that was spawnable. Again, didn't do anything underneath the glass. That's gonna be a lot of work, and it's going to be boring work, and I'm trying to get an episode out for you guys, so we're not worried about that. Left the ladder in so I can get in and out. Good news is this thing has essentially stayed where it, well, actually we gained a bit of bone meal, but works like a champ. Thing produces like crazy. These sugarcane farms are actually producing like crazy. Check this out. We actually got a good amount of sugarcane. Now, I just AFK'd for about 25 minutes. And yeah, so that's pretty nice. We've been doing some AFKing with moss blocks. You can see we're already here. But the last AFK session was really for that and this. That's a lot of bone meal for about 25 minutes. Especially because I didn't have to do anything. How am I getting this bone meal? Because as of right now, that would just be the saplings and carpets, right? Nope, I did put in the switch. If we flip that switch, this is now in bone meal mode. We can come down here, we can flick this lever, farm starts going. And then we'll see everything comes up here and goes into bone meal. Whenever I'm done with that, I can flip the switch again. And yeah, it does open that thing, but that's it. So I have the choice. If I really know I'm gonna need some bone meal, we can run some bone meal. This was such a great build. I'm so happy with it. All right, guys, but I think we're gonna go ahead and end it here. If you enjoyed the episode, hit the like button. If you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe. Super happy with how this series is coming out, and I can't wait to do some more with you guys. But like always, guys, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.